Hello everyone, so I have some satellite images to look at in this video. These were shared by MT Anderson on Twitter and show Sevastopol harbour. I thought it was worth a look to see what is here. There are quite a number of ships here, but you may notice that most of the important caliber carrying missile ships and the submarines are still at Novorossiysk. So the Krivak-Class Frigates, the BNB-Class corvettes and the Kilo submarines aren't here. They're being kept at Novorossiysk out of the way where they're safer from Storm Shadow and marine drones. So at the frigate pier we have a bunch of various vessels seen. Notable and highlighted, we have a Krivak-Class Frigate. These are air defense frigates of Russia. They don't launch missiles targeting Ukraine itself. A little to the right is a Yuri Ivanov-class intelligence ship, the Ivan Kurs. This was reported targeted by Ukraine last year. We saw a video of it being targeted by drones, but it never entered dry dock and was likely undamaged. But I don't think it has left Sevastopol since, at least not for long periods, as its presence is always seen on satellite imagery. I think this is less to do with damage and more because it isn't heavily armoured. It's armed with just four 14.5mm machine guns, so not much at all. So these are likely quite vulnerable to marine drone attacks, which is why it's being kept inside the harbour now. Heading right, a Naval-class minesweeper. Not much to say about that. And then the Ropucha-class corvette. These likely carry out patrol operations of that sort of thing. Leaving the pier is an Alexandric-class minesweeper, pointed out as having deceptive camouflage. Moving on, this image shows the harbour defences. So it looks like one of the main booms has been increased in size. It looks wider than it was. There's also a crane ship visible, likely installing more defences. Also, the dolphin pen you can see is back. This was damaged during a storm a few months ago which hit Sevastopol. But there is quite a large number of booms and nets here to protect the harbour from marine drones. These seem to work. I don't think any of Ukraine's marine drones have entered Sevastopol since these were installed. Next is the west side of the frigate pier. There's a Krivak-Class ship. This one we often see anchored just inside the harbour mouth, providing an extra layer of protection against marine drones. Just to the left of it, two very small patrol boats and a bunch of netting and booms. Not sure if these are going to be added to the ones at the harbour entrance, or if they're damaged ones which have been removed and replaced. Repair bay next. We can see a Ropucha-class ship here. This could be the Gornyak. This is the ship that was hauled by Ukraine last year. That one entered dry dock near Novorossiysk, then left dry dock and was moved to Sevastopol. Before arriving at Sevastopol, the Minsk was destroyed in dry dock, and I suspected the intention was to place this in dry dock there once the Minsk left. A few weeks ago, a Ropucha was seen in dry dock in Sevastopol, which I assume may have been the Gornyak, but as we shall see soon, it has left. I wonder if this could be the same one now, undergoing less major repairs here. Now, interestingly, from here on, you may spot a number of the ships are covered with some form of netting. I'll have a look at this later. At the ammunition pier, a Bora-class hovercraft is seen, and at the refuelling pier, the second Bora, as well as a Tarantul. A Tarantul, you may remember, was sunk a couple of weeks ago by marine drones in the northern part of Crimea. Finally, we have our second Ropucha-class. Pivdena Bay. Two more Ropuchas are seen here. You can also see the defensive booms, so not only is the entrance to Sevastopol itself covered, but each individual dock and pier. In the dry dock itself, an unknown cargo vessel. Here, the Minsk formerly was, but the Minsk has been removed but isn't repaired yet. It's still badly damaged. We shall see it later on. Russia likely patched the holes in it so it could float and then moved it in order to free up a dry dock. So you can see now, this dry dock is back operational. The Kilo is still there, being repaired. At the subpen, no submarines. Two small landing craft are there though, with a few other unidentified vessels. Next up, the Back Bay dry dock. So I mentioned we did have a Ropucha here before, in the past few weeks. That's now gone, and instead we have a Krivak-class here. Now these Krivaks are often kept in Sevastopol. We've seen them occasionally go to Novorossiysk, but by and large they stay here. So I don't think this was hit by marine drones. Certainly, we haven't had any reports of it being targeted by marine drones. So I just think this is here undergoing regular maintenance, repairs and that sort of thing. Dry dock ships are quite vulnerable as they can't be moved. So it would be interesting if Ukraine targets this. The loss of a big frigate would be embarrassing for Russia, and it would be another good scalp for Storm Shadow. Even though the Krivaks don't see much use in the war, they do provide air defence over Sevastopol. You can notice the one in dry dock is covered with netting, possibly to hide which type of ship it is, but it's still pretty obvious and pretty easy to work out. We can also see the Black Sea Fleet's headquarters, looking much the way it did after the Storm Shadow strike. Here we have a zoomed in view of each of the Rapuas. You can also see the Minsk here, still looking in a very bad way. Here, you can see that many of them have netting covered over parts of them, and I'm not sure what the reason this could be. MT Anderson suggests maybe to try and stop them being detected or identified with satellite imagery, but I can't see how that would help here. I wonder if this may be a way to possibly hide new equipment that's hastily been added to them, such as mobile jammers and that sort of thing, maybe as a deterrent against marine drones. But honestly, I have no idea. So that's it for this video. A short one, but one I hope you found interesting. If so, please click like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Now, before I finish, I'm going to play a video from the Ukraine Volunteer Centre about the ongoing fundraiser with them. Thanks so much, and take care, everybody.
Greetings from the Ukrainian Volunteer Center. Today we have to announce an urgent fundraising. The brigade that is destroying the occupiers in the Donetsk sector urgently needs cars. Nissan Naval diesel of 2008. These guys have been defending our country from the Russian invaders since the beginning of the full-scale war. After the shelling, they have almost no cars left, and now it's winter and it's very difficult to move around without a car. We also need 4,000 liters of diesel fuel for the 3rd separate battalion of Ukrainian Volunteer Army Volyn. Also, spring uniform is required, assault vests with quick release system, etc. The goal of fundraising is $24,500. We realize that it's a lot of money, and at the same time we ask for understanding for our situation. If everyone donated at least $50, we would close the fundraising in 6 hours. Indeed, each of your donation is a lifesaver and matter of our country liberated. We will send 3 sets of glasses with the symbols of our foundation to 3 people. 2 sets of glasses for people who make the biggest donation, and the 3rd set will be randomly drawn among people who have made a donation of $50 or more. All the reports of PayPal and cryptocurrency will be available as usual after the fundraising. Thank you for helping us. Thank you for being with us. With love from Ukraine.